hold that mirror up to yourself. Before I accuse you of this, let me hold it up to myself and see what I see in myself that's making me accuse you of this. Hashtag hold the mirror up. I'm looking at the man.
I think that has something to do with that empty bottle that you started off with at the beginning.
I'm grown.
So sit back and relax.
That's scary.
Melanie
That's
P.
scary.
Talk
That's
to him.
scary with Melanie P. That's scary with Melanie P. Come.
Welcome to another episode of That's Scary with Melanie P podcast. I am your girl, Melanie P, and we are here with a special episode. So listen, y'all, we are here with a Ask Melanie episode. Now, I gotta be frank with you guys. I literally just got off of an episode with TGIF Friday, with Claudia Jordan, with Armand Wiggins, with Al Reynolds. So your girl is feeling herself. I done had some wine. We have a special guest host, SJ Nixon, DJ, fitness, everything. He is everything. Listen, y'all, SJ, how are you feeling today?
Excellent. Feeling good, but I'm feeling you.
Ooh.
You doing your thing. You have been doing your thing. You better do it.
I'm doing it, honey.
Strong, but now I'm feeling the good as usual. You know, 1,000%.
And it's so funny because if you guys go back, and I'm going to put a little episode here of his last episode. This was when I first started doing my virtual episodes, and we were testing this out, and his phone is on, making noises. That's normal.
We do.
Sheldon, SJ, we start every episode with a mental health episode. How is your mental health? How are you feeling? How are you doing? We have not seen you since 2023. It's 2024. How are you feeling?
Same way I'm always feeling. Mental health check-in, man. You know, I think about how we ended out last one. We went into that blooper realm, got to laugh. But that was a beautiful thing because I laughed myself into 2024.
What a blessing.
And think about this. Look, we are already in the first quarter of the year, speaking corporately. And I'm feeling like, you know what, the next 3 quarters of the year is going to be crazy. So I'm excited. I got a lot of anxious energy in my body, and then I always talk about working out. I'm always talking about working out. But in the last month, I've been on trash on the workout.
Oh wow!
But I got and what I'm saying is normally I get 3 or 4 days in a week, maybe five. If I'm going hard, but in the last month, I was getting 2, and now I'm back to about 5. So let's go. I'm in it. Super.
I see your background, your computer, your clarity looking good. You got a new computer. We see you. It's looking good. Okay. Really good. Mental health check-in for me, guys. I'm feeling good. Like when I tell you, I just literally 20 minutes ago got off of Fox Soul TGIF guest segment. I met with Claudia Jordan. I met with Al Reynolds. I met with Armand Wiggins. And to know that Armand Wiggins said that he watches the podcast. Listen, y'all, I'm feeling myself. Listen, that's scary with Melanie P, y'all. Here's the thing. And here's my mental health that I want to give to you guys. You know, this is something that Sheldon, you gave to me that I'm about to give to everybody else. Like, sometimes when you start off with these type of things with, you know, a small following or just a dream, you know, it seems like just a dream is just you. And I know that to some people, you know, being on a segment of TGIF might not be that big, but it was big to me because here's the thing. I look at Al Reynolds, I look at Armand Wiggins as people who I literally look at these people before I record my show because I look up to them, and to be on their show.
Big.
It's big. Listen, y'all, follow your dreams, do what it is. I'm loving what I'm doing, and period, point blank, hard stop as usual. But today on this episode, listen, we have some viewers who have written in to your girl Melanie P for advice. And when I tell you, when I read some of these emails, I was like, you asking me for this advice because this is some crazy-ish. But at the end of the day, y'all, I'm really big into my each one, teach one error. And if you have listened, and I'm sure you have, to my previous podcast, and you see that, this year I'm really big into bridging couples together, bridging Black love together, helping the movement. I want to see our people like elevate. And y'all, if y'all got these questions, I'm going to try to answer them as best as I can with the help of SJ Nixon. So let's get started, y'all. I'm going to start with the first email that I found in my email box. And some of this stuff was in spam, but listen, I found it. So don't hold it to my heart. I found it. All right. Because of the content of this emails, I'm not going to say who it's from. I'm going to read the content of the email. So here we go, SJ. You ready?
Let's go.
All right. From someone. I've been a listener of your podcast for a while, and I really appreciate the candid discussions you have about relationships. I never thought I'd be writing in for advice, but here I am. My partner and I have been together for 5 years, and things have generally been good between us. However, lately I've noticed some red flags that have me worried. My partner has been increasingly secretive with their phone, always keeping it face down or out of sight. They've also been making more excuses to find time away from home, often claiming to be working late or meeting up with friends. I've tried to give them the benefit of the doubt, but my gut tells me that something isn't right. I don't want to jump to conclusions, but the signs of infidelity seem to be adding up. How can I approach this situation without coming across as accusatory or paranoid? I'm at a loss for what to do, and I could really use some guidance. Thank you for your help, this person. Now, I want to speak this first because I'm a woman.
No doubt.
Now, here's the thing. The first thing that comes to mind to me, and I spoke about this before on my podcast, is intuition and guts. Okay? As women, and if you go back to episodes past, we had Marathi on the episode saying how women, specifically Black women, have a strong nature of intuition and, just gifts, period, point blank, hard stop. And the first thing that stuck out to me in this email was gut and intuition. And so often in times, we as women disregard our intuition and our gut. And to me, if you have a gut feeling, you need to follow that gut feeling. I'm not saying go crazy. A woman has to always be strategic. But if something is in your spirit, is in your gut, is in your intuition saying something don't feel right, do not ever ignore it. Now, as a woman, and I'm sure you'll have something different, but as a woman, I understand where you're coming from and saying you don't want to be accusatory, right? I get that because women are always labeled as crazy and men will often gaslight you, and narcissists specifically will be like, oh, well, you're going crazy. This is not right. This is not right. And then they'll have you thinking that you're going crazy, right? But here's the thing. As a woman, you have to stand 10 toes down in your intuition, your gut, and your spirit. If something is saying to you, something don't feel right, you got to follow that. So often women will feel something in their spirit, in their gut, and they will ignore it because they don't want. And here's the thing, girl, you are not alone. You are not alone. Sorry, I got too comfortable. You are not alone because as a woman, you don't ever want to lean to the side of what's going to make your life uncomfortable and unhinged. You want to lean to the side of, your man is doing right. He would never do you wrong. But at the end of the day, that could be true. But if something is in your intuition, if something is in your spirit saying something seems off, you don't have to go so far left saying, you did this and I found out this. Keep your eyes open. Something feels off. Let me just start to pay attention to patterns. Let me just start to pay attention to something. Like, here's the thing. As women, we have to be strategic. We have to be strategic because men have a gift of gaslighting. Men will make you feel like you are so wrong. You're going crazy. It's your hormones. It's the time of the month. You're going nuts. And they'll have you thinking, oh, damn, he is right. No, trust the instinct, but move in silence and move strategically. SJ, what are your thoughts about this?
Well, we want to put the gaslighting, men gaslighting, because I put that out there strong. I want to put that on the board just for 1 second. I want to parking lot that. When I listen to the story, the first thing that comes to my head is this, and you're right in everything. A woman's intuition is a real thing. R. Kelly, when a woman's fed up, you know what I'm talking about? If the song come in your head, something just ain't right. If that come in your head, that's something ain't just ain't right.
Right.
You know, and this is woman and man. This is not this. If you're one, so I'm a dude. Say I'm a dude, and my girl starts saying, or my wife, all of a sudden she's going to work later. You ain't never been to work late. All of a sudden your phone face down, ass up. You know what I'm saying? And your phone ain't never been that. So at the end of the day, what you think and what you feel is a real thing. That's real. Now here's the thing. What facts do you have? Because you got human accusatory. So yeah, a person's pattern has changed. What's the reason for that? So you also touched on that as well. You was like, hey, look, follow some patterns, see what's going on, see what happened in the back, see what happened in the past. You got to kind of move slow. I tell people all the time, the older I get, move slow. And if you move slow, every answer will come to you. So yes, I mean, you listening to this, if you even better than this, thank you for writing in. How about that?
Thank you.
If you wrote in, then that's the first truth to yourself, right? And you're looking for help or validation in something that you already know what the truth is. And it goes to what the root part or the culture of this show is, telling the truth and being real. So you have a truth that's in you. You come to a place that's truthful, and now you're going to get the truth sent right back to you. So if you feel like something going on, yes, something going on. Now let's go gaslight. I go parking lot. So if your man is gaslighting you, first of all, a man shouldn't be gaslighting nobody. No disrespect. That's a female
Maturity.
trait to a certain point. Right? That's a maturity. That's the maturity level. But I would say that's something that a female might do. If I could say that, might gas you like you into something. A man doesn't have time to make you think that you're doing that. The first thing that come to my head are all of them movies that's on Tubi, that's on A&E, or all of those Hallmark channels, when the man trying to drop eye drops in your stuff and trying to make you think you're going crazy, and you know what I'm talking about? Right. Or something going, I think she's just having a hormone situation, right, and you really been trying to kill this dude for a long time, and vice versa. Right. So at the end of the day, go with your gut. I don't think that we gaslight, but if you've never been gaslitten, you know that if somebody's gaslighting you, now they hiding something, because a fight ain't gonna do nothing.
And here's the thing, as a woman, we always want to lean to the side of we're going crazy. Like, listen, I can speak to this from experience. Like, being a woman, we want to always see the best in people. I mean, you always want to see the best in a situation. And when you have given your heart, given yourself, given your soul, given your time, given your age, like, come on, let's go on to a man, and he starts acting stupid, you don't want to really believe that you have wasted your time potentially, or this man that you spoke so highly of as a whole psycho and as a whole gaslighter. Like, you don't want to believe that. So you start telling yourself stories in your mind that I'm going crazy. And here's the thing. As a woman, as a seasoned woman, here's the thing I want to just really push out here to these young women and women, women in general. You don't have to go balls to the wall whenever you have a thought. Here is the thing. If you have an intuition or an intuitive situation in your brain, move slow. My mama always said, slow walk a nigga down. And that did not hit me until I became a grown woman myself. And here's the thing. You don't want to put all your cards on the table as soon as you have an inkling. You want to, unfortunately, like a detective, build a case. Now, hopefully the case that you're building is not in, the man's favor. Hopefully you're just, maybe you are just having some trauma from past relationships or whatever. But you want to definitely move strategically and be like, okay, this is off. Let me write this down in the notebook app of my mind and keep this here. Let me just add this stuff up. Now, maybe I'm tripping, or maybe this happened Monday. Now, this happened Wednesday. This happened 2 weeks from now. Let me just keep a kind of a mental rhythm of what's going on that feels off. And you don't hear, men are, listen, no shade to you, SJ, but men are very cunning, deceptive, and they're liars in sometimes. And here's the thing. With certain men, you don't want to give them a little bit of your evidence, because they'll take that evidence and they will build a whole story to show that you're crazy. You want to build this right here, a plethora. You want to get evidence like not SJ. You want to get a plethora like Law and Order SVU. You want to have, okay, here, boom, 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 boom. Now, you can't, everything, I'm not crazy. Like, maybe this boom, boom, I'm crazy, but all this list right here, help me understand. And here's the thing. Keep your calm, keep your even tone, because a gaslighter will make you feel like you're going crazy and will make you come out of character and will make you raise your voice and will make you, get irate when that's not normally your vibe. Okay, listen, so help me understand this. So I noticed that this happened here. So tell me what's going on. Like, help me understand. Keep it calm. Never come out of character. Never raise your voice. Never get irate. Because that's what a gaslighter and a narcissist wants you to do. That's what a liar wants you to do. They want to make you seem like you're going crazy. And when a woman goes crazy, or any human goes crazy, they'll be like, well, hold up. I'm going crazy. No. The key to that is to listen. I noticed that this is happening here. You got to answer for that, because a narcissist and a gaslighter has an answer for every question. They have an answer for every issue. Okay, boom. You have an answer for the first 3. But how about these next 20? I noticed that this, I'm not accusing you, but help me understand. SJ, now what's your answer? What's your thoughts to that, what I'm saying?
I mean, again, it's the same thing. You talking, so from a gaslighting standpoint, if someone is gaslighting you, then they shouldn't be. And that's a problem already. There's no need to do that.
Right.
If you're being gaslit.
Right.
I'll speak from the dude side, or if this was happening to the guy. Again, still, if you're a woman all of a sudden is very argumentative to you, or standoffish and doing things that's not the same, here's the real thing. Have communication, period. Because the only way that sometimes that the deception comes in is through lack of communication. And it also comes from this is in addition to lack of communication. Now I'm in my phone because I'm not communicating. Now I'm going to sleep because I'm tired because I'm not communicating. And I'm not making this the right thing for somebody to do, but if you're not talking to the man, or the man's not talking to the woman, then you're not doing the things that got you together in the first place.
Right.
You're not, and that's the stuff. I ain't gonna front. I'm gonna tell you this. My wife say this all the time. She said, "You know what? You gotta treat me like how when we first got together." And I'm like, "You right. You right." Her she loved Method Man. And, like
we all do,
boo. And I say to this, I said, "Look, if Method Man came in this house and I was gone somewhere, what's gonna happen?" And she was like, "Hey, nothing gonna happen." We joke about that,
right?
But think if I was treating her wrong, and think if I was flipping my phone over,
Right.
and think if I was gaslighting her, and I decide that I'm gonna go somewhere and I'm gonna go out for the evening, and then
Right.
met the man car tire
Bust out, nigga. He gonna be busting it up.
near your house, and now he coming to your door, and you mad because you out with Mom Quisha or you out with Sexy
Right.
Red. You come to the house and you see Method Man in the house.
Mm.
So at the end of the day, you're gonna be feeling crazy.
Right.
But the thing about it is the signs. It's all about the signs. If I mean, you got to think about. So this episode is for help. You came for help again.
Right.
And then from a listener standpoint, what are the signs? Get the facts. You were correct. You were correct, Melanie, in the mind frame of don't get upset. Like, don't get upset. Now, here's the thing. A dude, like, sometimes you should get upset. Like, if you accusing me, but you should, like, the man shouldn't get stupidly upset.
Right.
He shouldn't flip the game on you. You feel what I'm saying? He shouldn't turn it around on you, especially if it's coming at you calm. And here's the thing: if everything all right, you should have an answer to the questions. Like, real talk. If the person got answers to the questions, and if they got the answer to every 20 questions, hey, leave it alone. Because I'll say this right here, and I'm gonna throw something in here.
Right.
Now this, I'm gonna go left. All TV shows that we look at are about relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the best shows that we look at about relationships are about people doing slick stuff, like what we're talking about now.
Right.
Women look at those shows all the time, and they think those things are going on all the time.
Right.
And now you might not be doing nothing. You might just have flipped your phone over 2-3 times and ain't changed anything.
Right.
And you may have worked late for real. But now I'm looking. I was just looking at this on this TV show that I was looking at. I just saw this on this thing I was looking at on Tubi, and now you doing the same thing this other dude was doing, and that's right, girl. You feel what I'm saying? So
Right.
yes, you got to make sure that you got your facts together.
Right.
You know,
big point.
Jump in.
Make sure you got them facts together, because any kind of facts, listen, a liar, a narcissist, a gaslighter, any kind of loop or bubble in that fact that you got, they gonna open that shit wide up. Listen, even with me, and this is me being transparent, open, period, point blank. If I'm lying or if I'm exaggerating, my partner find a little bit of a bubble in there, that shit get me off. Like, oh shit, he done got me. And then I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to go in, because now I got to go even harder. Like, it's horrible. It's very horrible.
Be like a menace to society.
Menace to society. Like, you messed up. So now you got to even put even more emphasis in it, because and now the person on the other end is gonna feel like they even going, like, it's really sick. Like, here's the thing, it's really sick, because someone who is smart, someone who is good with their words, like me, or like most people, or like a lot of people, if you find a little bubble in there, I'm gonna find an answer to it. So that's why I'm really putting a lot of emphasis on have your facts. You can never go off. And this person was talking about, things feeling off. You can never go off on the first few things feeling off, because someone who is a narcissist or whatever, they're going to be able to easily make you feel like you're going crazy. You got to really, my mama always say, slow walk them down. You got to really build a case. You got to build a case, because there's, like, certain people are masterminds at making you feel like you're going crazy, and they will. Women can be weak. Like, I'm a woman. Women want the best.
My mama always say 2 bits and pieces of information make information.
Right.
So therefore, you might have page 1 and page 32 might have the answer on it, as opposed to 1, 2, and 3. So you got to make sure you go through. You need to be more Matlock probably than SVU.
More Matlock than more Matlock than a crazy woman at period point blank. Listen, a crazy. So at the end of the day, I want to be able to give this listener some advice. I'm gonna tell you my closing advice to you is you might be feeling something is off, but do not go off of your initial feelings. Here's the thing: identify your feelings. Your feelings are valid. Look for a pattern in your feelings and build a case Not, and I don't want to say build a case like you're going to prove this person wrong, because we don't want to prove no nigga wrong. We want the best for you. But at the end of the day, intuition don't lie, spirit don't lie, and if something feels off to you, do not what's the word I want to use here? Do not punish your partner because maybe you're feeling something off, but keep it in the back of your brain and start to just keep it together. And maybe you might get down to here and realize that you tripping. Maybe you hormonal. Maybe you in a mood swing. Maybe you're feeling depressed. Maybe something's going on. So maybe you're tripping. So all of this right here is just some BS to throw out the window. Or it could be, it's a pattern here. It's a pattern here. So let me just pay attention a little bit more. Never jump to conclusions. Be smarter than the person on the other end. What's your closing advice to this person?
Love yourself. Real talk. Because as you are feeling not loved and needing love from the person that you think that's taking their love somewhere else, you're in a deficit of love. And you have to make sure that you stay confident. Know that you're worthy. Know that you 1,000%. Know that the dude or the woman is probably doing this out of something stupid. And also communicate more. But the key is love yourself. Love yourself. Communicate. Talk about how you feel. Ain't nothing wrong with saying that.
And that's a big thing, SJ, because here's the thing. I literally just did an episode about communication. I did a whole 40-minute long episode on communication, because here is the thing. We talk about 50-50, about high value, low value, and it makes me so irritated to be in my big age and to have the experiences that I've experienced and to hear people talking about dumbass shit like 50-50. You can't even get a 50-50 if you can't find nobody. Like, come on. Like, we got to be smarter. And we have to start at the beginning. Anybody, if you are, a teacher, if you are a student, if you are whatever, everything starts with healthy communication. So at the end of the day, hold your own self accountable, boo-boo, because this is what we don't do. We want to blame it on these men. Like, oh, these men are just gaslighting us. What kind of red flags did you ignore up in the first dating situation that got you this far? You know what I'm saying? Healthy communication starts at the very beginning. Hello, my name is, what is your name? Tell me about yourself. It starts in the very, 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 very beginning. And it's not this man's fault that he is gaslighting you, because you gave him the option and the ability and the avenue and the lane to gaslight you, boo. At the end of the day, take your own accountability. Women and men have to start at the beginning. Hi, my name is. What's your name? Where you from? What you like? What's your personality? Like, all these things, like all of this I always say is an interview. Like, you're constantly interviewing somebody. When you're single and you're looking for a mate, you have to start at the beginning. You can't start at 6 months in, a year in, where, is he gaslighting me? Boo. What did you ignore on day 2? Like, what did you ignore on day 2?
If you at 6 months in and you still at what's your name, tell me about yourself, you had a problem.
You should not be there. But what I'm saying is, it should be a constant interview of communication and interviewing. Like, communication to me is something that we just totally bypass. Like, number one, communicate. How is this? Listen. What is this man telling you? What kind of clues is he telling you as to who he is? Nothing is new under the sun. He told you this shit in date 3, but you were so in love and wanted to find you a boo that you ignored it and wanted the best for yourself. And now you a year in and you questioning something that you should have questioned 3 months ago, like in month 3. So as women, I want you to empower yourselves. Like, you're not desperate. This is not the last man that you're going to see. There's a plethora of men. There's a plethora of women. Do not feel like you're at like a deficit. Like, oh my God. Here's the thing. And I said this recently on a podcast. Society will have you thinking that, oh my God, I'm a black woman and there's no men and I can't find a man. I got to be desperate. No, you don't have to be desperate. You got to be smart. You got to be strategic. Put yourself in the places that are going to have the men that you like. Maneuver, be strategic. In everything there is strategy. In work there's strategy. In school there's strategy. In dating there is strategy. Put yourself in the environment to get the option that you want. Period. Point blank. Here's the thing. When I was listening to you speak, it made me think about, like, we've both been in this dating game for a while, and it makes me think, like, if you had it to do all over again, and I don't know if you could answer this question honestly, But knowing what you know about, life, about wisdom, about where you are in this age, what advice would you give? Like, and I want you to answer this question honestly. When I sit back and I look at my age and I look at where I'm at now and I think about my nieces and my nephews and what I could tell them to do differently than what I did, give me this one thing before we move to the next advice letter of what you would do differently. That's deep.
Don't love so hard. Don't love so hard.
Jesus. That's scary.
Yeah, not for real. Because when you love for hard, again, it go back to the loss of love. When you put lights to it's like a superpower. To go find love, you got to emit love, and then as you putting it out, you losing it, right? And then you giving it. If you giving it to different people, you good to somebody, and they don't know how much love you giving them, right? And people take advantage once they find out that you giving them love, and they don't even have no love for you because they're getting power from you. And then next thing you know, you find out you depleted, and you're like, "What's going on?" And you mad.
That's
and
scary.
then you have to go find love within yourself. That's the best thing. You got to find love within yourself. You want to find love from the Lord. You got to find love from past experiences and go, because it's different energy packets of love everywhere. But a lot of times when you use it up too much, it's hard to get it back. It's hard to get the pure back. And then after a long while, you have an artificial love, and it doesn't feel the same. That's what's wrong with the world now. There's not the same love in the 80s that's in 2024.
So scary.
It's not the same love in the 70s. It's not the same love in the 60s because it was more organic. Now think about this. You got people out here with making fake food and fake meat.
Fake bodies, child.
Fake bodies and everything. So it's fake love.
Everything.
So that's what I'm saying. Don't love so hard.
It makes me hearing what you're saying.
Love yourself hard.
Right. Take all that love that you're trying to give somebody else and overflow it with yourself. That's the thing. Like, I feel like people, especially certain people, I know you're a Sag, I'm a Libra, and people like us, here's the thing. Let me be raw and transparent and whatever. People like with our zodiac signs and our energy, a good friend said this to me recently that made me think, damn, that shit has been in my head ever since. He was like, certain people have this light, and people who do not have that light sometimes are drawn to that light. And the people who don't have that bright of a light, they see your light and they want to deplete your light. And they want to suck like an energy vampire your light. And because you have such this big light, this big love, this big energy, this big happiness, you're thinking, oh, snap, I'm big energy. I'm big happiness. Let me give my love because that's going to make everybody feel better. Boo-boo. Here's the sad truth. That ain't how that works. You can give all that light and everything should be, a pastor said to me one time, you should be pouring into your cup, pouring into your cup, pouring into your cup. But if I'm pouring and you just sitting here taking, I mean, come on. Like, where my cup at? My cup empty. Your cup is overflowing with everything, with joy, with light, with inspiration, with motivation. And I'm sitting here like, what about me? What about me? You have to guard yourself. You have to guard your spirit. You have to guard your love. You have to identify, okay, I'm the kind of person that believes in love. I'm the kind of person that I believe that love wins. It sounds great. It sounds beautiful. And I'm speaking to myself. That shit sounds beautiful as hell. Oh shit, love. Love will fix everything. Love will win. No, boo-boo, because that's you. But these people over here could be people who have a lot of deficits in who they are. And they're looking for somebody like you to fill them deficits. And while you filling them deficits, who gonna fill you? You gotta be very intentional about finding a partner, if that's what you want, to fill you in as much as you're filling them in, and let it be something that's close to mutually beneficial as possible. You got to protect yourself, you have to love yourself first. And I feel like people like Sagittarius, Geminis, Libras, Pisces, we're the kind of people that we have all this love that we're just stupidly thinking that, oh my God, I have all this love. I'm so great. I have all this stuff. Who don't want this? Let me give it to somebody so I can get it back. Bitch, it's not always a get back. It ain't always a get back. It ain't always a get back. So love yourself more than you love what you're wanting to get on the other end. Okay, next letter. This is scary. I'm not going to say your name because I don't want to put you out there like that. I've been a listener of your podcast for a while now, and I've always appreciated your candid discussions about relationships and sexuality. Today, I'm reaching out to you for some advice and support during a difficult time. Recently, I received the news that I have tested positive for a sexually transmitted infection, STI. To say I was shocked and scared would be an understatement. I've always been careful about practicing safe sex, and this diagnosis has left me feeling confused and ashamed. I haven't told anyone about my diagnosis yet, not even my closest friends or family members. I'm struggling to come to terms with the stigma associated with STIs and the fear of judgment from others. I feel so alone in this and don't know where to turn for support. How do I begin to navigate this journey of acceptance and healing? And how do I feel the courage to open up to my loved ones about what I'm going through? I trust your judgment, which is scary, and expertise. Melanie P. And I hope you can offer me some guidance during this challenging time. Thank you for being a voice of compassion and understanding in a world that often feels judgmental and unforgiving. SJ, that's a lot right there, man. What are your thoughts on that one? STI?
Well, you know, as I listen to it, you know, I want to add maybe, is the person asking the person trying to figure out, did they get it from them?
That's what I thought. They didn't say that.
And someone else. Or is it sounds like it's more importantly, how do I come out about what I have? And you know, here's the biggest thing. Let's go, you know, help standpoint.
Right.
First of all, there's a lot of help groups, a lot of things within Charlotte or wherever your city would be if you're not in Charlotte to have support groups for things like that. So you can definitely look up your local city chamber of commerce or something like that to say, hey, look, what's something to help from that particular situation. Here's the thing. When you're in a situation when you need I don't know if you don't have anybody to talk to. In this day and age, I think you would have someone to talk to. And before you're comfortable talking to someone, you got to be comfortable again with yourself. You're not the only one that has been in a situation or is in a situation like that. The good thing about it is you are alive. You're still here. There's hope. You are loved. You should know that you should love yourself. But I would just basically say reach out, because you have to communicate to someone. You have to talk. You have to talk about what's going on. You have to find someone or a group that has, you know, something similar to, you know, what you have that gives an outlet that's going to make you feel comfortable, because holding it in is just going to make it worse. That's just what it is. It can be some of the smallest thing in the world, even outside of STI, but holding in certain things will just make a lot of things worse. Right. So that's my thought.
Child, when I read this, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be very honest with you. I was like, what's a STI? Because listen, in my experience, I thought it's just an STD. So what's an STI? I was sitting here like, what's an STD? Like what's an STI? Because to me, STD is where it stops. Period. Hard stop. Right. But then I had to research some more, and I guess STD and STI are kind of interchangeable, because when I hear STD, it could be AIDS, it could be HIV, it could be chlamydia, it could be all these things. Now, I try to put myself in this person's shoes, and let's just all be honest here. Let's just close our eyes and imagine us back in our 30s, back in our 20s, early 20s, early 30s. And we had a night of fun. We out with this man or the woman, whatever. And you done had a couple of drinks and did some shit raw. And now you got a STI or STD. what do you do? So here's the thing. When I think of it that way, I totally understand how this person could be in a panic mode. I totally understand how this person could be in a shit. Let me write to this stranger and ask about what the fuck they would do, because I could not imagine having to tell a loved one, a friend, even my closest friend, I got an STD or STI, because honestly, where I'm coming from, I don't have a broad knowledge about STDs or STIs, because to me, all of that shit is something that you can't get rid of. So I'm sure that there's a panic mode that goes in your head. But here's the thing. I feel like I'm hoping that all of us have at least one person that we can trust to go to get some comfort and advice and trust in. And if that was me in those shoes and someone gave me something, child, I would be crying. I ain't gonna lie. Listen, like, here's the thing. I don't want to give you no pretty words, because if somebody gave me a STD or STI, I'm gonna be crying like I'm about to get a beat and crying. But then here's the thing. Educate yourself on what it is that you have. You know, obviously, you don't have to run and tell nobody. You don't have to run and tell nobody. Go to your doctor. If you feel like you have something that you got from somebody else, the first step to me is to go to your doctor, get it diagnosed, know exactly what you have. If you feel like you have something that is curable, you need to heal yourself before you go to nobody else. And listen, y'all may cancel me, y'all may, you know what I'm saying, not agree. But if somebody gave me something, and again, like you said, they didn't say whether or not they got it from a monogamous partner or for somebody just in the dating space. But if I'm with someone, because I'm hoping that you're with one person, and if I'm with one person and they gave me something, then I want to know, period, point blank, F you, nigga or woman. Oh my God, not ER. Nigga or woman.
God.
Oh my God, erase out, edit that part out. But tell me what I got. Because at the end of the day, if you gave me something that, listen, let me know what I got, hard stop. If I got something that's curable, huh?
You should be able to go to the doctor. You should be able to go to the doctor to find out what you got.
No, not okay. You're right. Not them telling me, but let me go to the doctor and say something ain't right. Tell me what I got. Yeah. Tell me if I got something that's I can just take some damn treatment for it and it's over. Okay, great. Let me learn from this lesson, and you don't ever make this mistake again. Like, it's horrible, but I feel like even though it's something that's not common to us, and I'm hoping it's not common to you, SJ. But at the end of the day, if you've got something from somebody, pray that it's something that's not permanent. Here is your, what do you call that thing that people lean out? What do you call that thing? Not a red flag, but like a olive branch. Here's your olive branch from Jesus saying, okay, listen, you out here doing some shit that you with somebody that you should not be with. You got this. I didn't give it to you permanently. Learn from your mistakes. Get that shit cleared up and keep it moving. Like, period, point blank. Like, cause some things you can get, and I be telling my nieces and nephew this shit. It's some shit out here that you can get that you cannot get rid of. So if you are blessed, and it truly is a blessing to get something that you can take a damn antibiotic for or something for, and that shit be gone, count your blessings, learn your lesson, and move on. And that's my thought. Like, if you have, hopefully you've not been in contact with somebody that, you could have, I guess, passed it to. Because again, he or she did not specify if they got it from somebody, whatever the case might be, but count your blessings if it's something that you can take an antibiotic for and keep it moving. That's my thoughts for that. And learn from that shit. Learn from that shit and keep it moving. That's my thing. We have one more. Do you have anything else, SJ?
Again, look into those support groups. I was sitting here pulling up information. I pull up STI support groups. I pull up, came up, National STI Coalition members. You have Advocates for Youth, the AIDS Institute, American Sexual Health Association. So, do your research. Right. There's someone you can talk to. And sometimes someone close to you might not be the person, because to be honest with you, that you one of your things you might be, you don't want to be judged. Right. And you want to get someone that's impartial. So, reach out to one of those, maybe one of those groups, and hopefully, and I know you will, right, be able to get someone that's going to give you some sound advice. Here's the last message. And first of all, let me say thank you guys for trusting me to write in with these questions. Here's the thing. Some people might not know by looking at me that I'm older, and I've been through a lot. And, please, one of the things. Yeah, you 52 years old, yeah?
I'm sorry?
52 is good, right?
I am not. So please understand that one of the reasons why I have this podcast is because as I have been growing up in the universe, y'all, it's been a long night.
Doom. Here you go. Here you go. As you've been growing up in the universe.
I really want to be, here's the thing. I want so desperately, y'all, to be a space, a show, a YouTube, a network. I'm gonna be, on the big networks pretty soon. But I want to be a space where you can go to and feel like, okay, I'm here at this 25-year-old space, and I want to know, damn, am I alone? What should I do? Like, is this normal? I want to give you the real, because in social media, in the era of social media, in the era of just everything electronic, people need to get back to just, this right here, the skin, the real skin, touching and stuff like that. Like, not touching, but reality, and not reality TV, but reality. Like, I feel like so many people are out here alone and thinking that it's just them. And people are trying so hard to keep up with these people on social media that it makes it look so easy. People are showing you their highlight reels. People are still going through the same issues that I went through 20 years ago in high school. People are still having them same damn issues. It's just dressed up with social media. So come to this space, feel like you are free, feel like you can express yourself. And I'm really grateful that you decided to write into an email to ask me questions. And I'm here for you. And I'm sure SJ is as well. And let's finish out with this last email. This person put struggling with trust in the subject. Last email. I've been following your podcast religiously, which is very scary, and admire the wisdom you bring to discussions about relationships. I've never thought I'd be reaching out for advice. I never thought I'd be reaching out for advice, but recent events have left me feeling lost and unsure of what to do. My partner and I have been together for 7 years, and for the most part, our relationship has been solid. However, the past few months I have noticed some behavior that has me questioning everything. They've become increasingly defensive whenever I ask about their whereabouts or who they are talking to on their phone. I've even caught them in a few small lies, which has shattered my trust in them. I want to believe that there's a reasonable explanation for their actions, but deep down, I fear they may be cheating on me. How do I confront them about suspicions without pushing them away or making unfounded accusations? I'm torn between wanting to trust them and needing to protect myself from further heartache. Any advice you could offer could be greatly appreciated.
Well, and this is kind of like the first one. But it's what facts do you have? You have heartache without facts. So let's not be. This is easier said than done. And
Right.
I'm a man. Don't lead with your emotions, because as you lead with your emotions, it's like going out there with a cut. You already to the white meat. You know what I'm talking about? And you don't want to already be that deep into what the situation is. So the person's changed. Yeah, that person has changed. Yeah, you feel like this is going on. It's probably something going on with it. But you built facts? Have you found something out? Have you seen something? Now, again, you go looking for something, you're gonna find it. You're gonna find something. You already know that it's changed. It's been 7 years. Hopefully, and I think about my wife. We talk about this all the time. I'm gonna say laugh, but I didn't have the a luxury of being with April over 1 year, 90 days before I say I need to say I do. We got to get married,
Right.
and ain't nothing wrong with that. Like why I don't understand. And let me talk as a man, because I'm a man.
I hope you are.
Exactly.
We try to prove that.
What doesn't make sense is, and this never made sense to me, is people in relationships for a long time and they're not married. And I know this kind of like, well, what this letter don't have nothing to do with marriage, but is this it don't sound like this is a marriage letter. This sounds like a girlfriend boyfriend type situation. I don't know. To me, it sounds like that, because from a marriage, you would have the foundation of communication. You would have, hopefully, you would have the foundation of communication. You would have more facts, and you would have more things that's going to say, hey, look, this is wrong. But don't be so quick to lead with your emotions before you have your facts. I'll start off with that. Where are you with this?
Thank you for that, Chilton. I'm gonna be honest with you. My first thought in hearing that letter is a lot of people, and I don't want to say women, I don't want to say men, but a lot of people have past trauma that they come into new relationships with, and they think that, oh, because in my past life, a man doing certain things meant this, now in my new life, it means the same thing. And I feel like as women, I don't want to say who this person I assume is, but like as women, we are very emotional creatures. And I feel like we're creatures who unfortunately are very empathic. And when we have certain things happen to us, we just carry, no matter how much you think you've healed, as soon as you go into a new situation, I feel like you carry a little bit of residue of the old situation into a new situation. And that's why I've said before, and I say now, you have to build a case. And I don't mean build a case in the negative space, like in the negative way, like, oh my God, I'm looking, I'm searching. I just mean like, okay, I'm hoping that you guys are married. I'm gonna just assume, because you didn't say that. So I'm gonna assume that you guys are married. And I'm assume that if you took the step to get married to somebody, you guys have gone through marital counseling. You guys have gone through ups and downs, right? And again, man and woman, we have our baggage. Ain't nobody just coming to no situation perfect without no baggage, without no trauma. It's not true. And again, that is what I want. Like, people are so heavy on having, oh, this man got to pay all the bills. Oh, this man got to be high values. That shit is just so irritating to me, because it's so much more important conversations that y'all need to have before y'all have a who paying all the bills or who is high value. Let me know what you dealt with in past relationships that might creep up in this relationship that might affect us. Like, if you feel like we are a good partnership, and if you feel like you've learned from past situations, here's what I've like. It starts with communication. This is why I had a whole episode on communication. If you're in a mature space, you want to marry somebody, and you're at that situation, you're at that space. Okay, listen, this is what I've dealt with up until you. Come to me and tell me what you've dealt with up until me. Let's both unpack. Let's in the most healthiest way possible. Because if I love you enough to say that I want to marry you and have offspring with you and start a family with you and merge our finances, merge our lifestyles, we have to be of a mature state enough to be like, okay, listen, you ain't perfect, I ain't perfect. This is what I come with. This is what you come with. Let's sit down. Let's sit down with some damn, McDonald's fries, McChicken on the floor, naked in the physical, in the spiritual sense, naked in the spiritual sense, right? Let me repeat that. Naked, not in the physical, but naked in the spiritual. And let's sit down and unpack the ugly. Fuck that 50-50. Fuck that, all that stuff. Here's what I come with. Can you deal with the baggage that I come with? Can you deal with the baggage that I come with? Can you be honest in that? And here's the sad part. People are not going to be honest in that. And you have to, again, yearn to that discernment, yearn to that, intuitive nature of yourself. I could be too young to say this, but I feel like in just where I'm at in life, I feel like all of us, men and women, have some kind of spidey senses and radar that like, if something don't be feeling right, something right here comes up. And in a man or woman, it's not just women. if you dating somebody in the initial stages and they do something or you see something that seems weird, do not ignore that. Look at that. Don't put all your shit on that. Don't put all your trauma on that, but just put it down. Strategy. So I feel like, in that situation, what is the situation? I forgot what I was saying. Wait.
Non-trust, 7 years.
Non-trust, 7 years. Non-trust. That's the thing. You come with trauma. You come with all these situations. So I'm hoping and praying that you have a foundation of communication and health, that if you feel something that feels off, you can come to your partner. And if you feel like something is happening off with your partner and you don't have that foundation of communication, start. Hey, I know that we have not come in with that, but listen, I'm not going to sit here and tell my friends, tell my coworkers, tell my sister, whatever the case might be. I'm going to tell you, because I love you, I respect you, you're my husband. Hey, this feels off. Talk to me. What's going on here?
Remember, she said he get defensive, though. Super defensive. So this thing about it is, and they all of a sudden they started to get defensive. And here's the thing: you've been together 7 years. I go back in my relationship, and my wife said something crucial. She said, "Look, I ain't the same person that I was when we first got together.
Jesus.
So I might do stuff different." So if the person getting like super defensive just because you asking stuff, what are you asking? And are you asking things without having your full magazine in your gun?
Right.
And you want to make sure that you're with a full clip, and not half cocked to a certain degree. And because if you're coming in, not all the way, you may have someone that's like, I'm not doing anything. Think about this. Let me go man side again. Men, it seems like we always get accused for every single thing. That's what we think. Get accused for every single thing. Everything wrong. Everything wrong. So now we've been together 7 years and you've been accusing me of stuff for 7 years. And now I may have made a change. And now you feel because the accumulation of the accusations that's been going on for 7 years done added up. And now you see me doing something different and I'm being defensive. I might just be tired of you accusing me of stuff. And I'm not. And again, if it's something that you got to go off your spirit. If you know what your spirit is, you know what your spirit is. But again, you got to see both sides of it, because the argument from the man's side could be like, "Come on, this is like if you never forgave me for something I did when we first got together, and then you adding all this stuff up because y'all women, y'all good for that. You say I gave it out, but you didn't filter, you didn't hit the button, you didn't hit the cash and clear the cash and cookies of the relationship. You kept that thing full. You didn't clear it. Like dudes, we're clear it. We ain't gonna be like, you remember when you brought that up? You remember when you didn't? Nah, we don't do that. We clear. As soon as you say it, boom, it's clear. So maybe, and here's one. If you don't clear your cash and cookies of your relationships, it's just like a computer. What's gonna happen? Your relationship will start running slow. Yeah. Your relationship will crash. It's gonna start getting junk mail. It's gonna start getting all these things. It can get a virus. Maybe you got some old antivirus. Maybe you need new antivirus. And what does antivirus do? I love that. It's the same thing you need to do for your relationship. It's preventative measures. So it's not saying that something's particularly wrong with the computer. It's already setting up for the outside things that's going to come in. So what are you doing? Yeah, to be a preventative measure in your relationship.
Yeah, and here's the sad part, because again, when you say a person's acting defensive, that's a very loaded term, because defensive to you could be based off past trauma, but defensive in the realistic definition could be something that's actually valid. So again, it starts with yourself. Like, you have to really, I say this all the time in my situation, like, you have to be introspective. Before you accuse somebody of being defensive, before you accuse anybody of anything, look within. Start with yourself. I always say, my friends get tired of me saying this, hold that mirror up to yourself. Before you're ready to accuse somebody of something, hold that mirror up to yourself. Oh, you acting this way? Before I accuse you of this, let me hold it up to myself and see what I see in myself that's making me accuse you of this potentially. So hold the mirror up. # hold the mirror up to yourself.
I'm looking
In the mirror, yeah. I'm asking him to make the change. At the end of the day, y'all, like I want to be a help to you, sister or brother or whoever. Like I want to tell you what I think your email is. But if you feel like somebody's being defensive, and if you feel something, my last tips to you, and I'm gonna give you your show, you SJ, my last tips to you is drown out the outside noise. If something doesn't feel right, do not ignore it, but do not go so OD that you're just creating these situations in your head. Build you up something substantial that makes you feel validated in your accusation. Identify any past trauma that you might be bringing into this new situation from your old situation. Like really do the work. And I dare say, if you feel like you have some past trauma or some issues, get a therapist, child, and iron it out with your therapist. What you got, SJ?
Perception is reality. Wake up refreshed and renew on your next day. You wake up refreshed and you're new. If you start feeling good, and yeah, I know, right? If you're feeling good, and you see that the person is 9 times out of 10, if you feel new, your mate is gonna be like, oh, okay, what's going on now, right? Now, if they ain't paying attention, but I'm gonna be honest with you,
in the negative or the positive.
Correct. It's gonna be negative. So if they ain't paying attention to you, take a little mental note, but stay refreshed and renewed. Keep waking up refreshed and renewed. Because again, the perception, your old perception may be your old formula. You might be on Windows 8, baby girl, and it's a Windows 11. You need to upgrade. And you need to upgrade yourself. And that's the thing. And now if that person doesn't upgrade with you, then hey, you gotta make sure you got your facts together. You gotta make sure that you looked at your man in the mirror. You gotta look at yourself, and then you gotta go forth and make that stuff. Still feel good about yourself, but don't remember perception is reality.
That's some real keys to life. I'm looking at the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to make that change.
Shine on.
And I'm wishing to the man. I don't know where. I wasn't born in. But at the end of the day,
I think that got something to do with that empty bottle that you started off with at the beginning.
Really, nigga. Y'all, I'm gonna be honest with y'all.
Look at that.
Listen, I'm grown, and I did a whole. This some cheap ass Josh shit, y'all. But as we close, that's very scary. This whole bottle. Oh my god, y'all, that's kind of scary, Sheldon.
That's like the big bottle. Is that the big bottle? You might not need to show that. It's already out there.
It's alright.
That's not the little one, right?
It's the little one.
Oh, I thought that.
No, that's a little one.
Okay, well, you good. Okay,
y'all,
ain't one of 3 drinks in that. No, that big glass.
That's true. That's true. And if you want to get your That Scary glasses, make sure that you DM me. I'll send you one for 25 cents. Do not put them in a dishwasher. So scary.
No, I put my dishwasher all the time. I don't know why you said that. Mine.
Oh, really?
That glass thick.
Really? What award did you get?
Huh?
What award did you get?
I don't know. I got an award for something.
Scary. But That's Scary Melanie P podcast, y'all. Listen, y'all. I'm up to almost 1,000 subscribers. I'm a YouTube partner at this point, and Tonight I was on Fox Soul TGIF with Armand Wiggins, Claudia Jordan, Al Reynolds, y'all. It was everything. And, they was fucking with your girl's personality, her energy. And they told me to get me a little, drink, whatever. So this was since 7 o'clock. At this point, it's 11 o'clock at night. So.
But hey, can I say something? Let me give you real. I'm going to say something. This is real talk. You came, you worked all day. This is power. You worked all day. You came and did another show and still came and recorded a show that same night. So, how many mixtapes you dropping, Cardi?
So many. And me and Cardi are Libras, y'all. Make sure you have a listen to all the episodes. I've did like 5 episodes this week, y'all, and it's only Wednesday. So make sure you have listened to all the episodes. We're coming to a city near you for live tours. We got the music. SJ Nixon is on the jingle. If you need a jingle for your podcast, if you need a live show, if you need anything jingle, music, beats wise, make sure you hit up SJ Nixon at SJ Nixon. Portland Entertainment. Those just details will be in the description. SJ, do you have any closing words?
Live your life. Love yourself.
Awesome, y'all. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. We will see you in the next episode of the That's Scary with Melanie P podcast.